As far as I can tell, it is ready, so let's go ahead to the second game reveal. Come on, Crappy, walk us over. Our second GM for today, he is here. He is probably going to yell at me a whole bunch, but that is his style. Say hello to Blasphemous Roar. I don't know why we've got Sephiroth Blasphemous Roar today, but we do. Hello there. Why are you Sephiroth today? Blasphemous Roar? Roar! You're muted. Hello there, you're no longer server muted. You're here. Hello, Roar.
Hi!
Whose server muted you? Was that me?
No, yeah, I don't know. No, I think it was during that. Remember when I busted in last week? Somebody muted me.
I vaguely remember, like, I was actually really busy last time you jumped in, but I feel like I probably should have muted you at the very least.
It was Cordan.
Cordan! Thank you so much, Cordan. I'll go ahead and give you 5 extra points on the match that you had for, on this last Friday for, the GDQ grudge match. Oh yeah, everybody, if you didn't check the GDQ grudge match out, when we had it on Friday, the VOD will probably be up on YouTube. Corndan went up against Sharif, and then we also had Meekin versus Willard J. Bradley. I don't want to spoil who won or lost. Let's just say we had a lot of fun with Kid Cool as well as Tintin Prisoners of the Sun. So,
Still kind of sad I wasn't able to join in.
oh my gosh. Well, Blasphemous Roar, you can always do a future match if you would like.
There's maybe airing out my dirty laundry on GDQ is not the best of ideas.
Well, air out the clean crap. Come on.
Oh, fair. I gotta support my friend Brosencha here.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun, but you're bringing a different level of fun to the table today.
Well, as you can see, I am in despair.
Obviously, you're Sephiroth and you've got a pair.
Yes, and I'm sad because this is EVO week and we just saw Way of the Warrior, and I tried. I'm gonna be honest, folks. Normally we don't talk about what gets vetoed, but I tried to 2 different fighting games to give them, and it was just denied at every turn. And
did you even try Shrek Fairy Tale Freakdown?
I didn't try Shrek Fairy Tale Freakdown.
Well, you didn't try everything then.
I didn't try everything, but I should have tried some more, because then I could have given you Shrek Roar. Do I have a Shrek Roar?
You probably do.
I do have a Shrek Roar. I'm running out of roars, though. I was like, which roar do I give for Captain America and the Avengers? Yeah, because it's Captain America and the Avengers, and I don't have like a superhero roar. I have Super Saiyan Roar, but that's like not super.
I feel like Shrek is Sephiroth is basically an Avenger.
Well, no, because I'm the bad guy this time, because I gave them the bad guy game.
He's avenging the Earth. Sephiroth is actually the hero of the game.
Yeah, so this is Captain America and the Avengers. Everybody knows this wonderful game that we've seen on the Super... Oh, people noticed. Yeah. No, this is on the Game Gear.
Wait, this is Game Gear? Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to have to change that on my little list here.
Oh, no. See, I'm not nice enough to give them the Super Nintendo version. I already did that last year. No. They vetoed 2 games. Not Happy Camper Roar. So no,
I want you to know that, like, you talking about being angry while the Stardew Valley music plays here is pretty much the most hilarious juxtaposition.
Oh yeah. What, do you not think that I run around screaming bloody rage while I pick up carrots in my field?
Oh, trust me, I believe it. Okay. Oh, I've got to yell at one of our players here. Let me go ahead and show you why, everybody. Okay. And see if I can, like... Okay. How am I going to do this?
You're going to do it by being a champion.
Yeah, window capture. Window capture. This is player number 3 here.
Did they put Evo up instead of Watch Prosentia? Is that what I'm seeing there?
No, they did put that. Okay. This is window capture. This is going to be this specific player here. This will look really jank while I get it up here. That's the wrong window. Okay. Look at this. Look at the size of the game that they put on the freaking stream. What? This is not capturable. This is not okay. You cannot have your stream be this big and have the game be that small. I'm very upset right now. Okay. I am so upset. So could you go yell at TransFat for me?
I can.
You. I'm dying so much. Okay, this is hilarious. Everybody, welcome to Kusog7ande, where occasionally I just have to yell about stuff because it's required. It's required. Not only that, I think one of our players isn't even live yet, so whatever. At least they're streaming. At least they're streaming compared to some of our other players who haven't even started their stream yet.
I have to tell people though in chat they were misquoting it, so I've got to be a nerd here and go. Actually, the quote "Shall I give you despair" is from Advent Children, not the first Dissidia title.
You're from Advent Children.
No, I'm not. I'm from the real world.
You're from the.
I'm not
the
a
show?
garbage movie.
Oh no. Yeah.
I'm sorry. If anybody thought Advent Children was actually a good movie, I challenge you to go watch it again, because no, it is not. It is so horribly not.
I don't think I watched it. Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. No, I have seen Advent Children, and I think I was bored. I'm relatively sure it was very boring, but it's hard for me to remember. I don't know.
Spirits Within wasn't terrible. It was not great.
I loved it at the time.
It wasn't terrible. I recently rewatched it, and we actually kind of enjoyed it and got a good giggle out of some stuff, but overall it was decent.
The worst part about it is that everything is creepy.
It's just full of awful lines. It's full of a level of, like, you have to know everything about the first game to have anything, and then it's just garbage. Like, it's just garbage nostalgia bait in some way of like, oh, look how cool it is, but it's so bad. It's so incredibly bad, and it's just
what?
And then there's this
what is going on? Okay, sorry.
TransFat doesn't actually know how to. I don't thought that what the default had to keep everything default.
TransFat, you have streamed before. I know
emulator
this.
As well. They thought that it meant emulator as well, so I was very confused.
What?
That when I said that to keep the default settings, they thought that meant emulator as well. I'm as confused as you.
No, game settings. Keep the default game settings. Oh no, so they were gonna play it on a very tiny emulator window? Oh no.
I mean, I played it on a very tiny emulator window, but I also know how to make them bigger on the stream so people can watch. Apparently me having Sephiroth as my thing was enough to summon the Sephiroth Shadows fan art. No, not really. The Sephiroth Shadow fan art is different in anticipation of their upcoming match. Sephiroth Shadow, by the way, is a fun one. They'll end up drawing Sephiroth doing lawn mowing.
This is so frustrating.
Okay. Yeah, I can imagine this is. I'm calmed right now because I'm just out of it. But, like, this has got to be the most annoying thing for you to deal with right now, especially with this rambling dude on the side just talking about
No. I like you to ramble, okay? It's frustrating because I'm trying to get everything captured. One of our players still wasn't streaming.
Yeah, it's pretty miserable.
I'm going to yell a whole bunch because these players have played before for me. At least some of them. Actually, I don't know about TransFat. TransFat might be new. TransFat, if you're new, don't hate me.
I swear I recall the name being around for a while.
I swear I recall them. But Time Walker, you've played before. You can get streaming on time. Come on. I know this because I confuse you with every other streamer who has the word time in their name.
What, you got a problem with Time Stalker, Time Wanderer, Time Walker?
Shut up. Yes. It's hard to remember who is who.
Bro.
Who's who in the time universe. What?
You don't have any idea the pain.
Yeah, I do.
Do you think that's hard to combine? I'm going to go ahead and reveal everybody the truth of Blasphemous Roar.
Are you Time Walker?
No, my name is Ryan.
Oh yeah. You're the bootleg Brian.
And I have two brothers, Reich and Reese.
Okay.
So if you think having time is a problem, try living your entire life with Ryan Reich Reese being the thing. Eventually, your name just becomes dumbass.
I literally had a class with somebody who had my exact name. And the way that the teacher decided to tell the difference was that one of us would use our last name on the assignment and one of us wouldn't.
Classic.
Yeah. Let me just say,
you got like 3 green pixels on Time Walker on the left side.
I'm working on this.
Just messing with me.
Shut up! I'm working on getting stuff captured. Give me a second. I love you, Blasphemous Roar. Good to have you here.
I know you do. It's okay. I love me too.
Yeah, and by the way, chat cannot see what you're seeing right now because I haven't gone live with this yet.
I know, which makes me riffing on it even worse.
It's so bad.
It's so mean. Like, you're over here doing responsible setup. You're doing everything. So I'm going to point out, everybody, that if you've seen this game on the Super Nintendo, you've not seen this game that they're going to play right now. It is definitely not good. If you've seen it on the NES, you're not seeing the game that we're playing right now. It is definitely a different game. If you've seen it on the Game Boy, it might be the same game. I actually don't know.
I have no idea. Well, everybody, welcome to I am done yelling and I'm about ready to go live with the game, and I'll probably have to recapture a little bit because Game Gear resolution sucks.
You got a problem with 10:9?
I have a problem with a lot of things, Roar.
I know.
Specifically trying to capture this. But yeah, considering that every player has sort of stretched this out in a different horrible manner, yeah, it is not fun, but I want to try to get it at least somewhat close to the way that it's supposed to look.
Did you know that the Mystery Funhouse dashboard has forced resolution?
Did you know that I could force a resolution, but I don't want to?
Did you know I can force a resolution?
Did you know Happy New Year? What's your resolution?
My resolution is to, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I think we're actually ready. I'm done complaining about stuff.
Maybe actually do my coursework. Maybe actually learn how to make a game. Maybe finish making my game.
I need to make a game.
I'm so mad that my game is still in. My game's been in limbo for a while and just so angry.
Wait, you're making the new Limbo?
No. Why would I want to make Limbo? The game was kind of not all that great.
It was okay. Like, it was okay.
Like, yeah. It got way more critical acclaim than it actually deserved. It was okay at best.
Okay, we're gonna do the countdown. Woo! Woo! Everybody, it's time for Captain America. Get all of your superhero emotes. Count. I can't even spell countdown right now.
Get your stars together. Get your stars.
Stars, stripes, horseshoes, clovers, blue moons.
No, you gotta have stars. You gotta have eyes. You gotta have arrows, and you gotta have Iron Man's, I guess.
As soon as I see movement in the first stage, I will start our timer. And until then, too bad.
All right, everybody.
Spam!
The Avengers!
The Avengers! Ow.
So the first thing that we're going to do here, I do note that you had mentioned that we want to give people manuals more if possible.
A little more often, just so that there's less confusion about key things in a game.
Yeah, I'm not nice.
Well, thank you. Much
So no
appreciated.
manual.
Wow. Okay.
I also didn't tell them which character to choose so that they can fiddle around with it and learn which one they want to use.
Which honestly, you know, you never really know what's going to be the best until the match. Like, until you play through a few. How often do you think we're going to see game overs in this game?
Well, seeing as how Tet already has 28 health going into the second part of the first stage, lots. I actually gave them the normal version. I gave them normal difficulty with 2 lives specifically, so that way we would see more game overs rather than have the game take more than rather than have the game be like, oh, half an hour in and then somebody gets a game over, and then it's, you know, that's basically their one run and done. I've given them the lower amount of lives. They're just gonna have to roll with what they got, and yeah, we're probably gonna see some pretty bad deaths.
I love it. Well, right now, you know, the main thing that you want to do in the beginning is just sort of figure out how the game works. Did I not start the timer?
You did not start the timer.
Oh my gosh.
So we have a death for Tet there. You guys just gonna kick there. Choose an Avenger.
It has been weeks since I have forgotten the timer. I've forgotten it maybe like twice during this Kusog7ande, so I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm winning.
I do it all the time on Mystery Funhouse.
Yeah, don't worry. They've got the timer running in Discord, and I'll just start it whenever I'll stop it when the timer in Discord says time. Okay? So you'll just have to trust me on this one. It's probably about a minute and a half late. That's it. We're fine.
So, we have some interesting people choices here.
Yeah.
The Captain America has a boomerang. It does have the shield returned to him, which is kind of useful, and does have the dive kick as well. The dive kick is really strong, and basically you can see Tet using it very effectively against Electro here.
Oh, yeah.
It deals 10 damage. The main thing is that this game has like a question of what do hitboxes even are.
Okay. I do know that, you know, the biggest thing when it came to the Genesis and Super Nintendo versions of this game, the best characters to use were the flying characters, essentially Iron Man as well as this Vision, whatever the crap his name is. Yeah.
Vision.
Is that true in this version of the game?
Yeah, so Iron Man and Vision are the better characters.
Okay.
I didn't quite tell them that because I want them to figure out why they're the better characters or to tinker with things and the like. They won't stumble into why without checking the other characters first, basically. But the reason why they are better is because Vision and Iron Man can both shoot down while in the air. And they can also, the dive kick is universal. Vision has an interesting arc on his dive kick that actually makes it really easier to hit the hitbox on the enemies, because the enemies' hitboxes aren't where you think they are. They're kind of sort of on their back shoulder.
That's annoying.
So, yeah, it's awful. Like if you're directly punching your enemy repeatedly, it's not gonna hit. It's just not gonna matter. So you're gonna have to hit them in the back.
Yeah. By the way, people were mentioning this is Data East, and that is correct. Data East was the creator of this. I love Data East. They've got some very hit and miss stuff, but usually, like, their games ended up being less mediocre, more either really good or really bad. But usually I'd say when it was bad, it was usually charming bad. In my opinion, I love Data East.
I genuinely have to double check if there's, or should have checked the manual to see if there was any sort of special moves or whatnot, but whatever. I'm the
you know, we can figure that out. Not a huge deal.
We have a game over from Transfat.
I feel like we're going to see a few game overs. The Genesis version had, if I remember correctly, either limited continues or no continues, and it looks like this version has no continues. Is that right?
It has limited. Well, technically, when you die, that is a continue. Yeah, so lives are. It has no continues.
Okay, basically no continues.
Basically no continues.
Yeah.
So we're going to see a lead here from Tet taking the first place spot here after fighting Whirlwind. Whirlwind is Chump is probably going to drop real quickly to Tet doing jump kicks like this, especially throwing the shield for an extra few damage around as well. But you can actually jump kick him while he's in that tornado, and it's pretty pathetic. So Whirlwind's down. Tet takes the lead here, moving into the second full stage. Whirlwind's attack was just a setup. Oh no!
Oh no! Now, somebody is saying that Data East did not make bad games, just hard or unfair games, and I'm going to go ahead and stop you right there, chat.
Now, if Tet were to be trying to be clever here, go down and then go all the way to the left, there's an extra life there, actually.
But, yeah, simply put, they made Ikari Warriors for the Amiga, Atari ST, Commodore 64. The port that was done over to the NES, I believe, was made by the same company that made the Athena port. So, every company has bad games in their history. Just want you to know that.
I actually used to play Ralph in King of Fighters until I learned he was from Ikari Warriors, and now I don't play him anymore.
They made RoboCop for the NES. Wait, Ralph on what?
King of Fighters.
Oh, I've never played King of Fighters, but yeah, Ikari Warriors is not the best. Okay, so they made Donald Land for the NES, which, actually, I love Donald Land for the NES. It's so good.
So, we've got Tet just carrying dudes around right now. They really are dying in his arms tonight.
Yeah.
Must have been something he said.
It must have been.
Almacia working on Electro now. Meanwhile, Transfat is far back, is the furthest back. So Time Walker is in fact approaching the Whirlwind fight here.
I love that Transfat is using Archer or whoever it is. Who's the? What?
Yeah, Archer from the hit TV show Archer.
Yeah,
it's
from
Hawkeye.
the TV show Hawkeye. Okay. I don't know. I don't know the Marvel universe very well. Honestly, I don't care. I really don't care.
That's fair.
I got really, like, when Marvel started putting out all of the different movies about different characters, guess what? They were all the same. They were all, like, the origin story, which basically it's like, oh, no, something bad happened. Now you gotta overcome it. Blah, blah, blah. You're a hero now. And they were so copy-paste, derivative boringness that I couldn't even care. And by the time, like, the good stuff started coming out, it was too late. I just didn't care.
Yeah, that's fair. But I guess you could also. What am I trying to say? Oh yeah, no, you know what, bro? I'm not even here right now. I'm actually like somewhere else entirely. My brain is just frazzled. Hello.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
And then, like, where I grew up, nobody read comics. The only comics that we read were Garfield, and
I'm sorry.
No, that was back when Garfield was good.
Garfield was never good. I know this because I used to read Garfield too.
Are you serious? I owned multiple Garfield books, and some of them actually had like full story arcs. Like,
yeah, they did.
They were good. They were good.
I had them all.
I feel
why we
very upset
that
because they were.
No. Because we both grew up Mormon and we didn't know better.
Well, okay, yeah, we grew up Mormon. There's that.
And we just didn't know there were better stories out there.
No, but what about when Odie went to the pound and Garfield had to free him? there were some heartbreaking moments in those.
Oh, Tet found the continue in stage 2-3, or stage 1-3, and then immediately died. So, what's actually a really good trick, by the way, is that you do respawn right where you died. So, if you want to, and their continues do respawn with you. So, if you can make it to that first continue before you die, you can get a full health reset by just dying, picking up the continue, dying, picking up the continue again. Now you got +1 and you're at full health again. And I wonder if anybody will figure out that technique by the time this is all said and done. I should pull up Tet's screen so that I have some audio. I think that's part of the problem why I'm just like so out of it, is that like I don't have the background music. Also, I didn't start yelling.
Yeah, you should definitely get some background sound playing for you because it's jamming. Yeah, I didn't really care for the cartoon Garfield and Friends, especially because of how much they spent on Friends and how little time they spent with Garfield. I didn't care about the pig. I hate pigs. I hate pigs so much.
I did grow up a Marvel kid. Marvel and whatever they played on Cartoon Network at like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. before you go into school, which was Pokemon and Dragon Ball. But like, so I was very familiar with the Avengers stuff before it came in, but I was more of an X-Men guy, as you've seen by all the X-Men stuff that I've talked about. And how I'll whine about how the X-Men were fine until they got ingratiated into the larger Marvel universe, and then the power scaling started going off the rails, and now suddenly Iceman, for some other reason, he gets shattered with his entire body, leaving him completely headless, but that's okay because he can just draw the water out of somebody in order to replace his body, and now he's fine because he's Iceman and is now a cosmic level entity. I don't understand anything anymore.
I mean, it's... Basically, X-Men is what people... It's like the Greeks, okay? They had to create their own mythos. And yeah, their gods, like, completely lost their bodies and had to, like, absorb other people's entities in order to come back. It's just that, like... It's like Greek tales except modern, and nobody believes them today. I just love that, like, with Greek mythology, all they really had to do was climb a relatively short mountain in order to find out whether the gods were up there or not, and everybody's like, nah, we're not doing that.
We're not going to anger the gods. Those aren't allowed to come.
I mean,
okay, no,
yeah,
Greek
we
mythology...
don't want to make them mad. We're just going to stay down here and not make them angry.
Greek mythology makes a lot of sense, honestly, though, because you got to realize that, like, have you ever, like, really looked at the clouds on a cloudy day? Do you have any idea how much horses or chariots show up in the clouds?
All of them.
Like, it's so easy to see horses, chariots,
I see
goats
ice cream. I see so much ice cream in the clouds. Ice cream is my deity.
Like, you can see grand battlescapes happening, and they're like, oh, look, the gods are fighting. Because, look, the gods are fighting. You got, like... You got all the clouds are gathering over a mountain, right?
Yeah.
Like the gods are clouds, and they're gathering over a mountain. Therefore, Olympus is where the gods gather.
Well,
and
yeah,
the force of nature is stronger than lightning, so Zeus becomes the.
It's honestly really cool. I think that, honestly, back in the day, people were really bored. You know, before reading was really something that was widespread, before people, like, I think that Greece, ancient Greece and ancient Rome were prime examples of, you know, how bored people were and the different tales that they'd come up with in order to fill the time. Because if you're bored, you're going to make crap up. And then you're going to tell the stories, and then, you know, other people are going to tell those stories over and over, and you're going to find something to talk about, because what else do you talk about? You know what? Oh, crap, somebody tipped my urn over and it broke. Yeah.
Amaziah says, oh, no.
Before reading, not weed, reading, before reading was widespread, like... Before there was really solid entertainment, people had to find something to entertain. People would volunteer at times to go fight in coliseums. You know why? They're freaking bored. And the chance of winning and being a hero is better than being bored at times.
Do you think coliseums were super dangerous?
Well, yes. People died all the time. Yes.
People did not die nearly as much as people make it out to be, because Coliseum heroes were, when people were setting their champions up for Coliseum, they're basically sports heroes. It's way more expensive for a slave owner to have thrown their slave into the Coliseum and then lose them and have to go buy another one to replace them than it is to make sure that they stay alive.
Yeah, some of them, I would say that some of them were slaves, yes. Not necessarily all of them, but a lot of them were. But you're right, but people, they're like, well, let's go and watch, possibly somebody's gonna die. I suppose it's just like NASCAR racing, where a car might suddenly just blow up and everybody's kind of excited for those moments. Except this time, it's like with human lives and somebody's head might get chopped off. And that's like an exciting moment. You're like, oh, geez, this was a good show today. But yeah, people are saying it's more like MMA with weapons. Yeah. I think you're probably right, but at the same time, there was definitely a lot more death.
You can't avoid
modern MMA.
You can't avoid the inevitable, somebody's going to get run through.
You can, you just don't do it.
Well, when you're doing Coliseum like that.
Well, okay, if you're going to have Coliseum fights, yes, somebody is going to die, and there's a reason. That's what.
All right. You want to go back in time and invent?
It's exciting. It's
you
better
want to go back
than
in
being
time
bored.
and invent the printing press?
Sure. Let's go, baby.
Stop the Coliseums from happening? Or are you going to watch some Coliseums?
If you go back in time,
if you go back in time, yes. Are you going to invent the printing press, or are you going to watch some Coliseum fights?
I feel like I would do both. You know what? Might as well enjoy the entertainment while it's there, but also improve society. If the printing press were invented at that time, we would probably be way far ahead of where we are now. So let's do both. Right.
Folks, remember, if you end up finding yourself back in time, there are two things that you need to invent as fast as possible if you haven't already done it. One, the printing press. If the printing press has not been invented, invent it. It'll change everything. Two, before you invent antibiotics, because a lot of people don't have the knowledge you can't just say, haha, I've got mold, now it's penicillin. You have to have some changes. You have to do some processing. But, most importantly, pasteurization. Bring your milk up to 99% of boiling temperature.
I don't want to drink milk.
For an hour.
If I'm going to the past, I'm not drinking their milk.
Pasteurization and printing press are two of the most important and easy to make inventions that just anybody who's got the modern knowledge can do. You can't go back in time and go invent computers. Y'all don't know how most of these things work, all right?
What about soap?
Even the people who know how it works is going.
Soap's pretty easy.
You just go back in time with germ theory.
Yeah, if you can, teach people basic hygiene as well as the printing press, bam, you have changed the world.
Yep.
And, people are worried about butterfly effect. I actually think that a lot of cases, it's kind of the opposite, where, a lot of what people do does not have a long-term effect. And, honestly, it's sort of one of the things that science fiction doesn't really tend to address. They really like the whole idea of the butterfly effect, where one small change can make a huge difference. Whereas I really like the idea of the universe being something that is largely unchanging despite all of our effort into changing it, and that, essentially even the greatest things that most people do has little to no effect on the overall universe.
I mean, in the end, if you've gotten back in time and you're worried about the butterfly effect, stop worrying about the butterfly effect because you've gone back in time. You're stuck in now. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to change everything. Yep.
I'm never expecting Tet to go left. I don't think Tet's ever gonna find the extra life or try to explore a little bit more. I mean,
Yeah, Tetsuya is
fast,
a little
but...
bit like it's good to go fast. At times, it is worth going and doing a little exploration. I think I just saw the extra life that you were talking about, by the way.
No, you didn't. You didn't because fun fact, you have to hit the invisible spot in order to reveal it.
True.
Oh yeah, it's that good of a game.
I feel like even if I couldn't speak ancient Greek, I could just go find their writings, and then I would chisel them into a rock, and then I would smear some crappy ink on it, press it onto, like, crappy paper or whatever, and just bam, bam, bam. You know what? That's all you have to do in order to show them how to make a printing press. It's trivial. You don't even have to speak the language. Just go ahead and make very crappy versions of a printing press, and they will get it. They'll be like, why didn't we think of this?
I think one guy has an idea there. You invent the printing press, and then you get killed. And then it doesn't, you get censored. That's
well, I'm
fine.
bored.
Because
I'm bored at that time. I don't care.
You're censored. Like, if you're going to get censored or the universe is going to write itself, again, you've gone back into the past. Get stuck in. Deal with it. If you've suddenly found yourself back in the past, do all the changes you possibly care to. Because, quite frankly, whatever, you're back in the past. If the universe is going to write itself, it's going to write itself. If it's going to create a paradoxical, separate universe, then guess what? We're going to go in there. We're doing it. If it's going to undo the entirety of existence and rewrite it, guess what? You're already stuck in. Let's go.
Yeah, really, all you have to do at that time is show them that you don't have to rewrite every little thing in order to get you don't have to rewrite every single document. You can just carve it into a stone, smear charcoal on it or whatever, and then press it into something, and bam, there's your printing press.
Bro is really obsessed with this printing press invention.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying,
right, and
I would
Mr.
absolutely
Dynamite,
mess
I have
with
no
the
idea
timeline.
what this guy's name is, but Tet is now taking a firm lead, moving on to stage 3, or stage 4. Did you know there's a game going on right now? But I don't know.
Yeah, but, there's a lot of death. There's a lot of repetition in this game so far. There's a robot frog, and that's kind of cute. The biggest problem, I think, is that it's very difficult to, not take damage in this game.
I want them to... The reason I gave them less lives is that I wanted them to not just have to go fast, but also master how to go fast without dying.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing from Tet's side what happens when you just go, oh, I can just go fast. Well, it's working to a degree, but he's going to start finding himself walled if he's not going fast with a purpose.
So people have asked, can you get health back in this game? Yes, you can.
Yeah, there are health pickups.
Purple life discs, they give you 5 health points, which is basically nothing. Red life discs, they give you 10 health points, which is basically nothing. So you can get health, but not very much. The winged hearts, those are the ones that you really want, though, because they add 1 life and continue, which, as far as I know, they're the same thing.
Yeah.
So giving 1 life and continue, that's a blatant lie. You're given 1 continue. I do like that, while this was published by Data East, it's very clearly... Or was it published by Mindscape or developed by Mindscape? I'm confused.
All I know is I've made a horrible mistake.
What's that?
Because once again, I've made the Top Gun mistake. Every day I have to play this, but I have to sit here and watch this.
Oh no, 3 Hams wants to go back in time to last Thursday night so that they can pay their phone bill on time. Oh, I feel that. It's been a little while since I haven't paid some bills on time. Medical bills, that's another story. But that's also a really big number. That maybe one day we'll make it a really small number. Oh my gosh, this year. Blasphemous Roar this year, let me tell you. Been the
What's this year?
worst. Oh, just all of the hospital visits.
Oh, I hope you feel better. I've got good news. I get to go take a vacation. I'm going up to New York for a bit.
I'm less worried about feeling better and more worried about paying the bills off. Like, I haven't, like, the more that time goes on, like, the more it just seems like, well, I probably need to just sort of, like, deal with this new normal of I'm gonna have a stomach ache, especially when busy stuff happens. Like, Friday grudge match, I love it, but I'm still of the mindset where I get, like, nervous about the show coming up, and then, like, I think the stress just aggravates my stomach, so I'm always like, I'm in pain, but I gotta put on a show. And then the rest of the weekend, I'm still kind of in pain, so it's dumb.
Have you considered committing a misdemeanor, getting yourself thrown in jail, so that way they cover your healthcare expenses?
See, no. I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, we got trans fat.
Unless you have like a really good misdemeanor, like what would be a good misdemeanor? Loitering? I don't think you get put in jail for loitering, though.
Ooh, can I go protest the Supreme Justice's house?
You can go to jail for that. Sure.
Trespassing?
I mean, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. I can't afford, like, I can't afford jail. I can't afford medical bills. Why do you think I can afford jail?
The Kusog7ande lawyers would like to remind everybody, do not commit crimes. And also would like to remind people that we don't have lawyers.
We may have a lawyer who is a GM, but he is not the Kusog7ande lawyer, okay? Let me just say. But no, I feel like there are better reasons to possibly, like, not follow the law completely rather than getting healthcare while in the jail. Also, I've seen how healthcare is when you're in jail. It's definitely worse than whatever the crap I'm getting.
I mean, to be fair, I make these jokes, but like I actually have Medicare and I don't pay out of pocket for like much anything. So
yeah, I'll have to see if I'm able to get there, Blasphemous Roar. I'm just not able to work very much because of the chronic stomach pain. I don't know, maybe one day. Maybe one day. The whole process of getting anything covered in the US, though.
Good luck. Yeah, disability is. He just threw a dude, and he hit the invisible life. So he just like threw a guy right above his head and exploded. It was great.
I love it. Oh no, Time Walker off the side. Time Walker typing in Discord. No, I don't think they like this game.
Nah. What? Why could you? How could you not like this game?
Honestly, for the Game Gear, it doesn't seem that bad.
No, it's pretty bad. I've played a lot of Game Gear games. There's a surprisingly decent amount of them on the system. This is awful.
Yeah, I've played a lot of them too. I'd rather play this than RoboCop 2, which I had as a kid.
Fair.
This has enjoyable music. The graphics are actually, like, not terrible. Maybe the controls are bad. And
mostly the hitboxes are awful.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Like, avoiding damage seems to be the worst thing in this game.
It's a shame if Tetsuya had explores a little bit. There is that life right there. So I believe, from what I've seen of things, I think that right now we have Tet Time Amasia Trans Fat. I'm not sure entirely where Amasia Trans Fat are, but I do believe that Time Walker has at least beat Whirlwind.
Yeah, Time Walker has beaten Whirlwind. I think that is the order that we have right now. Tetsuya definitely in the lead at this point. However, Tetsuya, I feel like there are benefits and risks to what Tetsuya is doing because he is having great pushes, but if he becomes walled, like he's kind of getting right now, this could end up biting him in the butt.
Yeah, I think that there's a non-zero chance.
Section.
Yeah. There's a non-zero chance that Tet's playstyle walls him. And he just doesn't get much better as a result. Now, I don't know, because right now he's actually doing a pretty good job of being on the, actually improving. We've got 2 continues here and 48 health moving into the auto-scroller, where he's generally been at, 10 health and 1 last continue remaining.
Yeah, I'd honestly say that I'm worried. The biggest thing would be if Tetsuya doesn't make more progress conserving lives and health, but Tetsuya is. So, I'm not as concerned as I would be for other players. I feel like Tetsuya will be able to hold on to the lead doing this.
These missiles are completely messed up. There's, no way to avoid taking a hit on them.
I love it. That's so good. And we're on to the second, quote-unquote, second boss. Whatever this guy. Dynamite Man.
Dynamite dude.
He just farts dynamite. I love it.
That's what he does. He just farts out dynamite.
You know what? If I had that as a superpower, I would use it all the time. Just go around farting dynamite. Never give me a superpower. That's the biggest thing, okay?
You throw dynamite around and call it a martial art?
I mean, did you see the last game? One person's, there were people who were related to deities, and one person's specific skill was that they were from Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd heard little bits of that. It's pretty fantastic.
I feel like there are a lot... Okay, Jim Carrey's The Mask. In that movie, he, eats dynamites and it explodes and he does cartoony things. The X-Men or I don't know if it's an X-Men who has the dynamite power, but it's basically inverse The Mask, where instead of, eating dynamite, you're creating dynamite with your body. I like it.
You're the white hole to the black hole.
People are correct that this is Juggernaut who appears in the game, but the manual lists his attacks as Body Slam, Tackle, and Punch. It does not list Dynamite.
That's Juggernaut?
I mean, it could be Crossbones? Because Crossbones lays mines, and mines are closer to Dynamite than Body Slams.
No, I think Crossbones is a little bit later.
Then what is the enemy? What's the boss?
I guess. Oh no, maybe that is Crossbones. Actually, I think that was the thing that I was surprised about, is that it was Crossbones. And Juggernaut appears later, right? Yeah, that's. I think that's correct. I think that is Crossbones.
That was actually Crossbones.
I don't know. I don't remember. I think that Crossbones is actually later in. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I played. I distinctly recall seeing Crossbones and being like, "Oh, hey, that's Crossbones." So.
Let me see. Okay, I found what Crossbones looks like in, the Marvel comics.
Yeah, that's not what he looks like at all. Is there...
I don't know. Let me pull this up, okay? Because this is Crossbones in the comic, and as far as I can tell, this is nothing at all like what we saw in the boss fight. I feel like it was Juggernaut we saw, but I'm still not really sure.
Well, maybe Tet sucking and started finishing the game, we'd be able to tell.
No, if there's a cutscene after the fight...
Tet's a friend. I'm only giving Tet gift because he's a friend. Hi, Tet, I love you.
Let's see. Now, seriously, we have a lot of really cool people here, and it tends to be that the people who do well, we like to make fun of a little bit more. I feel like they can take it because they're good.
Yeah.
If I were to race Tetsuya would kick my butt. Let me just say. Actually, if I were to race any of these players, they'd probably all kick my butt. I'm not really great when it comes to racing games blind. It's just not what works best for me. Tetsuya, rip in peace. Ripperoni. Pepperoni. Ooh.
Right now, though, the other players just aren't having a good hang of this. So one thing that's really going poorly for Transfat is using the blaster there. As you can see during the boss fights, the blaster only does 3 damage. It's not good. Using your range attacks are far from ideal. The dive kicks are what you want to do, and I don't know that Transfat has actually fully figured it out.
Okay, let me see. I found a game script, so maybe the script will give me information about the bosses here. There's Whirlwind, and then you go Target Town. I think it's Grim Reaper, actually.
Yeah, Grim Reaper is Grim Reaper is the boss of stage 2, like the where Whirlwind's at right now.
Oh, okay.
He's a pain. We haven't seen Grim Reaper yet.
Wait, we haven't seen Grim Reaper? Then who is this enemy that we keep running into who, like, farts the dynamite?
Yeah, good question. Did we look at the manual?
Yeah, I did. It doesn't say. The closest that I have is crossbones. I'm doing my best. Okay, let's see what game FAQ says, because this might actually give me more information about the... Okay, scene 1, bloody bloody blah, SNES, Genesis. Okay, Target Town. This is the stage, right? Target Town.
Mammoth Robot. Mammoth Robot.
It could be Sentinel.
It's Mammoth Robot. It's Mammoth Robot.
What the crap is Mammoth Robot?
It's Mammoth Robot. I don't know. Sentinel is in the Game Gear version. Maybe I was wrong. Wait, no. I'm looking at the Game Gear version. Let me try looking at that. Or I'm looking at the Genesis version. Game Gear.
Okay.
Okay, Game Gear. Here's the Sega Retro, and then... I know where Juggernaut and Ultra are on that. Oh, no, it is Juggernaut, apparently. Okay, the Avengers battle Juggernaut and Grim Reaper in Target Town. And the Avengers battle Living Laser and Whirlwind. That's not Electra, that's Living Laser. Okay.
Okay, so wait, who... Transfat is fighting somebody who shoots beams. Who is this?
Living Laser.
Living Laser. And then Juggernaut is the one that farts dynamite?
Yeah.
See, I'm getting very mixed messages, because...
Remember, folks, Juggernaut is not a mutant.
Because, like, for the Super Nintendo and Genesis games, at this part, at the end of Scene 2, you fight Grim Reaper, right?
Okay, so this is still Scene 1. Or right now where they're at is Scene 1.
Well, not where Tetsuya was, right?
No, right. The Grim Reaper is later in the stage. That's the sub-boss, is Juggernaut.
Okay. But on the Genesis version, it says, Sentinel says, I'll kill you all.
Yeah, Sentinel shows up in the auto-scroller section of the Genesis version.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure that anything makes sense here.
Oh, I mean, no, we know who we're fighting. We got it. It's Living Laser, Whirlwind, Juggernaut, Grim Reaper. We haven't seen Grim Reaper. We haven't seen Grim Reaper.
Okay, sounds good. I'll go ahead and say that I thought it was Juggernaut. Should be Juggernaut. Not Mammoth Robot, whoever the crap that is.
Yeah, apparently that was the Genesis version. No!
No! That is a full game over.
All right, so Time Walker and Amasia are now exactly tied. Time Walker with the lead based on the timing of it. But that is an exact tie because Amasia just jumped off the same edge that Time Walker had jumped off of
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. But yeah, that's really good that we have 2 players essentially tied. Transfat moving on to 1-2. Transfat is having a hard time making progress, but at the same time, you only need to make 1 solid push. I'd say that usually learning how to conserve your health and continues is a good idea for this game if you're going to be making a long push. At this point, just making a short push would be good enough. By the way, here's what Juggernaut looks like per the Marvel Universe. Not quite what you have seen in the game here, but occasionally he does wear yellow, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, look at him, he's got those muscles.
Okay. Yeah, so basically that's, like I said, that's kind of the reason that I set him up with the thing here, is because I wanted to see market improvement throughout the play, that they're going to have to learn how to play it, because the runs are short enough. I know that it's unfortunately leading to the same stuff over and over again, but otherwise we'd have longer pushes through stuff, and then we'd see so much longer, like, I don't want to lead to those situations where, like I said, you get like a half-hour push, and then that's it.
Yeah.
You know you're not really going to make it any further ever again, so... Like, in a game like this where there are limited continues, it makes sense for it to be a shorter run-based thing, because... Like, in games where there are unlimited continues, having the longer goal is fine, or doing the limited, or blah! It's not so bad when they have to restart the same stage, but here... What am I trying to say? You know what?
I don't know.
I don't know what I'm trying to say either. I'm just extremely docile today. I've been boring, Miss Roar. What happened to Blast, Miss Roar? Where's all the anger, the fuel, the fire?
You know what? Maybe you've been doused.
You know why? It's because I went to a breakfast cafe today that had I had an omelet, and it was just an omelet. It was so bland. Like, they didn't use any seasoning whatsoever.
Suya is through possibly Juggernaut. You know what? People said that Juggernaut doesn't use a fist fight, but he loses kick fights, apparently. That's my belief. Yeah, honestly...
No, Juggernaut can lose a fist fight. It's important that it depends on what Juggernaut's goal is, because nothing can stop the Juggernaut. That's how that works.
Okay. But if he doesn't mind being stopped, then you can beat him?
Well, I mean, because you just don't get in his way. So just, like, stand behind him and start beating him up. Then what, Juggernaut?
He's like, oh my gosh. You know animals that just, like, can't figure out how to back up well? Maybe he's like them, okay?
Right?
How do I go backwards? He's got tank controls, because he is a tank. We've got a little buffering. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick refresh for all of the streams, everybody. Kusog7ande, the blind racing tournament where people who haven't played games before race. The biggest twist is that usually we have jank, weird, or bad video games. And in this case, I feel like I'm still going to say, based off of all of the Game Gear games that I have played, this might be one of the better ones. With that said, that doesn't mean that it's necessarily good. It just is interesting to me. It's got a variety of levels. It's got a variety of enemies. You actually have to, like, try to play it. It's cruel, but not in the sense that, like, so far I haven't really seen any blind jumps.
So far.
Yeah, which is very common when it comes to Game
level
Gear.
5.
Oh, well, okay, there's that. I love Sire Forsetti is saying Time Walker has the Akuma 2X dive kick tech. Yeah, dive kicks are very, very helpful in this game.
Yeah, so like I said before, Vision actually has an interesting quirk to his dive kick, as far as I've seen, is that he's got a weirder, like a more horizontal attack range for it, which makes it easier to hit some of those hitboxes.
Yeah.
Because again, you kind of sort of have to hit the back of their head. so this is Time Wanderer's chance, or Time Walker's chance. You know, one of the times I did it too. This is one of the times chances to move forward a bit here.
I just love that the way that Tetsuya deals with one of the enemies is pick them up and carry them to the end of the stage. It's a very... well, I mean, they can't hit you while you're carrying them, so might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do not regenerate health between levels, so it's a very good idea. Use whatever you can. Okay, we just hit the 15 minutes remaining, which means that I was about a minute and a half late with the time. That's fine. Welcome to my life, everybody. But yeah, like, just figuring out ways to get through areas consistently without taking damage is good. Time Walker, though, is having a really good push here.
Yeah, this is a solid push from Time Walker.
Is this a new personal best for...
No, I don't think that they've quite crossed the threshold of where the blind jump was. I'm not... Oh, no, wait, actually, yeah. It is. I remember where the blind jump is, and they did. This is, in fact, yeah, a personal record. So this is movement here.
Good, good.
Wait, don't like the do dramatic music. Here we go. Time Walker.
Oh, I love it.
Now
Time
on
Walker onto the auto scroller. However, no continues left. Time Walker is going to have to play this a little carefully.
There's no way to... Unfortunately, is going to lose like 20 health, like regardless, because the missiles are mean.
The missiles are so bad.
They are. So if the players stick to the top during this auto scroller, by the way, there is a health pickup that they can shoot out of the air.
Okay.
It's only a 5-er, but it's still better than nothing. Getting bonked about by those dudes with the guns. This isn't good.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and say that while I personally don't care too much for modern Marvel movies, I'm really glad that the people who are big fans of them have gotten so much. Like, seriously, whenever a group of fans gets a lot of movies and such, it's really exciting for them.
So much. Hey, I enjoyed most of what happened until the event, until Endgame, and then by that I mean I even enjoyed Endgame.
I haven't seen Endgame. I haven't seen Infinity War.
I watched all of it until that, and then they fought the final boss, and then done.
So Time Walker did get up to Juggernaut, but did not kill Juggernaut, meaning that Time Walker holds a steady second place right now. Almation third, Transfat in fourth. This could change up, though. We could see Transfat make a good push. Just have to see. Like, Transfat is doing really well, having 2 continues left. She is very much trying to make this specific playthrough count. One thing to note is that there is not a timer in the game, so honestly, taking a little time in order to have a good push is probably a good option if you're just not getting the hang of this. There we go, Transfat onto the boss here.
I do not believe that Living Laser, no, Transfat barely defeated Living Laser before, I believe. Unfortunately, is not learning about the dive kick, is not figuring that out. This is arguably one of those moments where you can be like, yeah, if you gave the manual, everybody would be on equal ground in that regard. But also, I'm going to point out that, like, everybody else figured out the dive kick.
I think Transfat is going to get this fight, though. Like, and if so, Transfat will be able to make it to the next stage and start making some solid progress. Unfortunately, she may lose a life right here just due to not having the best Living Laser fight. But really, she's done a lot of work learning this boss's pattern, which is... Oh, there we go!
Gets him!
No death! Living Laser is dead. Like,
nice!
I honestly... it's a bit of a complex pattern for a Game Gear boss. I mean, what do you have? The living laser walks essentially to the middle of the arena, shoots 2 lasers, walks over to you, sort of does a leaping jump, jumps into the air, shoots 2 lasers at an angle, goes to the other edge of the arena, shoots 2 lasers at an angle after jumping up, moves to the middle of the arena, starts shooting horizontally, rinse and repeat. Yeah, there's a lot to that pattern.
The way that his lasers fire too are really hard to dodge. They cover a lot more ground than you expect.
Transfat taking the first death of this set of lives here. That's okay, still 2 solid lives left.
So weird for me to be watching on Discord while also listening to the delay in my own thing, so it's like completely wrong.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Tetsuya onto the auto-scroller again. Only 1 continue this time rather than 2 during the last attempt. That's fine. Like, as long as Tetsuya does well here and gets through Juggernaut, that will be the most important thing. Now, one thing I'd like to notice that Transfat is ignoring the orbs that are attacking. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad move. You don't have to kill them, but they're kind of annoying. Ooh.
Remember, as long as you can carry them, they're ammo.
Through 1-4.
So Transfat has to get past the jump in order to defeat Almacia right now. Almacia has not returned to the jump.
Yeah, where does the jump show up?
It's after you fall down the building.
Okay.
After you go down through the 3 drops, you have the jump is shortly after that.
This is Transfat's last life now. She did just die to this jetpack ninja.
Jetpack ninja!
No! Bad ninja.
What?
Nobody likes a jetpack ninja, okay?
Jetpack ninja!
No! Gosh, no! But yeah, it would be a good...
No. With the jetpack.
I don't want it. No! Look, Ninja Gaiden had jetpack ninjas, and no other game needs them. Okay, Transfat taking the big drop.
You can't tell, because he's a ninja.
With the jetpack. See, the last game actually had ninjas. Actually, it only had 1 ninja.
1 ninja named Ninja.
There we go. Transfat onto 1-5.
Oh.
Time to fight this guy.
Unfortunately,
Tornado Man.
Whirlwind is going to be very much a pain if she's just firing off the lasers.
Now,
or jumping into Whirlwind.
Did she beat Whirlwind before then?
No, she had not reached Whirlwind before.
Okay, but this is a solid 3rd, right?
No. This is Almacia made it to the jump where you fall off in stage 2.
But you said Transfat made it there, too.
No, I didn't.
Then what the crap are you saying?
That Transfat has never made it this far.
Okay. Yeah, the laser is not the way to fight Whirlwind. Whirlwind is a butt. I feel like even with the game over, though, there still may be a chance to get back out of 4th. With that said, Tetsuya is just taking this match. I don't think anybody is going to touch him.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that we get to see Grim Reaper to solve all of your questions about what's up with this Reaper. He's a butt. He's a real butt. I could not beat him without taking a severe amount of damage.
Yeah. This game isn't exactly well balanced. I'd say that, like, while I appreciate the idea of having some of the health pickups, they are not enough.
They're really just not enough, like you said there. It's like having just 5 extra health is so bad. And oh, there goes Ted. Oh, Transfat, however, is doing a good job here against Whirlwind.
Sad day.
Can she get to the spot? It's still possible for her to take third. And Whirlwind's down. This is possible.
Ooh.
Pew, 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 pew.
So this is definitely going to be Tetsu's last push. So Transfat is going to descend the building.
Okay.
And then need to go to the right. And so we go down to the right, get past these guys. Get past this laser, get past this guy with a jetpack. Almost there. Just needs to not jump forward. Don't jump forward.
Oh,
and
Transfat!
Transfat takes it. It's the third place right there.
Transfat has made it into third place. Fantastic. Woo!
There it is.
I love it. I love to see that.
Yeah, all she had to do was not fall for the blind jump and get in there, and that was it.
Oh my gosh, matches get so exciting, like, when we get close to the end. And considering this is a group of very good players, all of them have played in Kusog7ande before. I believe Transfat as well. Like, being able to see
Transfat
somebody
was in
make a comeback. Very, very good. Like, Tetsuya, it's pretty much one of those understood things that Tetsuya would probably take the win. The Time Walker is a solid player as well. Almacia and Transfat have definitely had the disadvantage going up against those two. But yeah, Transfat is definitely showing what she is capable of, and I love it.
This is regrettably, I am starting to question, again, the manual thing, because the two players that are in the lead have found the dive kick. No,
It's
okay, so
not that complicated.
Almacia is in fact dive kick. Like, it's the double jump button. It's double jump. That's it. If you haven't tried to double jump, then are you even?
Yeah, it's really important. There are some games that definitely have some very complicated combos. Like the last game that we had was a fighting game, and guess what? Every character had tons of different secret moves. The manual didn't even have all of them, you know. Good fun. But a game like this tends to be a little bit more simple. You just need to try every button combination. If you're in the air after a jump, can you press jump again? Is there any... Does it do anything? You have to try everything out.
Yeah.
With that said, you know, usually we have been giving a little bit more information. The biggest thing is making sure that if there is an obscure mechanic that's basically required, then, you know, we love to give that out. But if it's not given out, if controls are not given to the players and they have to figure it out, then those who do, you know, end up being successful, and those who haven't tried everything often end up losing. But there's also the fact that sometimes manuals just straight up lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the GM. I'm one of the GMs that does like to give as little information as possible to players, because I want to see them figure out the game as part of the game. I feel like this kind of game right here is far more about figuring out the game than it is just speeding through it.
Yeah, this is like you found this game in your grandma's house sitting in the closet for some reason because nobody was playing it, and you just have to learn how to play it. I love...
Xandra's mad at me for my my philosophy here. Hi, Xandra. It's okay to be mad at me.
I'm somebody who's like, if in doubt, I give the manual. If there's any reason, if there's no reason to not give the manual, then I give the manual. There are occasions where it does end up spoiling way too much, and in that case, you gotta be a little pickier, but I prefer to give as much information to the players as possible to help them succeed. But I also can approve of the,
just double jumping. Okay.
Just slip it into your NES or into your Game Gear and figure it out strategy as well, which is what a lot of GMs approach is. Yeah.
And it might actually be down jump. Like, I'm not sure.
No, it just says push jump twice.
Oh, it is jump twice? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the manual says.
Yeah.
Oh,
if you didn't try to double jump,
this is about time. Yeah, that's time. Everybody, the match is over. I started the timer late, and I think that we have a very clear order when it comes to the players here. So throw your hands up in the air, and apparently we get the same Stardew Valley music again. No, go to something else. Ridge Racer! Yeah! Well, I think that it's pretty clear. Tetsuya takes the victory. Time Walker second.
Let me double check with Almacia first.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and invite Tetsuya to come and chat. Oh, you are typing furiously. Rawr! Rawr! But yeah, Tetsuya managed to demolish this, though Time Walker was not very far behind. I really enjoyed seeing Time Walker's push to try to make some progress. And here we go. Tetsuya is here while Blasphemous Roar is typing furiously. Hello there.
Hi, how are you doing?
Doing great. How about you?
Pretty good. I got to jump kick for an hour.
Oh my gosh. Well,
yeah, you sure did.
Yeah, one of our players didn't actually learn how to do the jump kick.
Dive kicks are like the bread and butter in every beat 'em up. You gotta look for it.
It's true. You have to find the dive kick, which is just, how do you do it? We were going back and forth. I think that it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, you just jump and then jump again during the jump.
Yeah.
But you can't do it when you're too high, because then you just jump really high.
Okay, jump and then push jump again.
Yeah.
And that is what does the dive kick. Yeah, one of our players actually didn't figure that out. But it was Transfat. I believe that Transfat moved into third right towards the end there, the last 5 or 6 minutes.
I did just confirm that Almacia did not make it past the blind jump. That was not actually a blind jump. I do appreciate that every player except for Transfat jumped into the pit.
Yeah, Transfat looked at it and was like, nah, I'm going a different way.
Yeah, I saw the pit, but there was nothing else around it, and they had that, like, bracketing around the pit that looked like you could walk over it, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna jump, and I either hit those brackets or I go down. This seems like the kind of game that has a blind jump. Let's get in.
It does later, but yeah, you didn't get to the part with blind jump, so I was actually a little bit surprised that there were no blind jumps up until that point.
Yeah, actually, like, it didn't have many of those hallmarks of, like, really terrible beat-em-ups. It's just the fact that the punches and the kicks did next to no damage. You kind of wanted to either do your dive kick or grab them, and holy moly was the grabbing inconsistent. You had to be in, like, the center of their hitbox.
Their hitboxes were so bad. Like, did you ever notice it's like the actual hitbox is like their back shoulder or something like that? Like,
yeah.
It's so awful.
It's pretty bad, but I'd still argue that I think that I would have enjoyed this game if I got it as a kid. We didn't have very many Game Gear games, but this one was kind of enjoyable.
Yeah, it honestly was. I really have nothing that bad to say about it, other than the fact that the hitboxes were kind of jank, but
yeah,
you know, it's a Game Gear game. You gotta give it some allowances.
I mean, I suppose. And it was a Data East game. Data East, like...
Oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Like, I would say that Data East, even though their games tend to be a little bit flawed, they're often enjoyable and, like,
I love them.
Flawed in a way that I can enjoy, yeah. Was there any, like, is this something that you could see yourself returning to again?
Honestly, maybe. I don't really, like, think most beat 'em ups have a really high ceiling for speedrunning. Some of them do, but this one probably not. But I'll probably go back and try to finish it.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to hear. I don't imagine that, like, the biggest thing is just figuring out how to deal with conserving health, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, there are some pickups that you did miss that will give you an extra life.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So, you were trying to get through it as quickly as possible. And honestly,
And
you were
all
getting
had
better
to
at
do was go
dodging hits.
left.
Well, Tetsuya
Go
still
left,
won.
sacrilege.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, you still took first, so obviously your method worked for the match here. But yeah, it would be worth doing a little more exploration for a future play if you are trying to beat the entire game. Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem like one that would be okay to go back to. One thing I did notice about the extra life is that one that's right in your path with all those green dudes that fire. Your hitbox is still active after you die. I died and picked up an extra life on my way out of this mortal coil.
Oh, nice.
And then when I respawned, it was there again, and I grabbed it. I'm like, oh, cool, free
What?
health refresh.
The extra
that's
life
what-
respawned?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say earlier. Is that it's a good tactic if you're when you're playing through the game, is to get to, if you can get to that first extra life before you die. Grab it, take the death, enjoy your free full health refill.
Yeah, in my case, I took the extra life as I died. I'm like, what, really? Really?
I love that so much.
Okay.
Well, we are going to have to move on in just a little bit. So, Tetsuya, anything that you want to plug? Anything that you stream over at your channel that people should know about? What are you up to?
Not lately. I've been off stream doing single player stuff a lot of the time lately. Just finished up Stray. That was a fun game.
I gotta
I
finish
suggested
the end of that. Yeah, it's good.
It's great. It's only like 5 hours, but I think it's worth it because there's a dedicated meow button, and you know that's everything I ever wanted in a video game.
It's actually required in places, so it's not just meowing for aesthetics. It's meowing as a mechanic.
But it's also meowing for
also
aesthetics.
for aesthetics. Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah. It's worth playing. I feel like there has been some criticism about the game being, hey, this is a game where you just run around and meow. But that's not necessarily a problem.
That's what I bought it for.
Yeah, I want to meow. Oh, well, good. Glad to have you back, Tetsuya. And again, you're just showing why you've done so well in the past before. It's always a joy to have you here. Well, I gotta give you a compliment. Compliments to Tetsuya.
No,
I explicitly gave you anti-compliments and said that it would be better if you stopped sucking, so we could have some cool
It's
stuff
true.
in the game. So.
Also true.
So if you go back, you might have
I'm not gonna
some
lie
things
about.
to say about Roar.
I'm not gonna lie about.
I always have things to say about Roar.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And Roar, thank you for giving this game out. This was a heck of a lot of fun. I'll see both of you next time.
Yeah, thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys. See ya.
Bye. Well, everybody, I'm actually going to get up for about 1 minute. I will run an ad. If it scares you, I apologize. Anybody who's subscribed doesn't get ads, but it will just be playing this music in the background in the meantime. So see you in about a minute, and I'll be back with our 3rd out of 4 matches today. See you then.